gosh. Whoa, before anyone even gets in here, and we're counting backwards, let me just say this. If you want to prep veggies like a pro, save money, and live healthier, then you are in the right place. Because tonight, we're going to show you one of our hot tips to save some money, save some time, and eat healthy. So stick around and let's get this prep party started.
Save
Dun,
time.
dun, dun.
Prep veggies like a pro.
Yes.
Save time, money, and live healthier.
Yes, and who wouldn't want all three of those things for the very low price of nothing? So, if you're just joining us, because we know people are going to be popping in here shortly, tell us where you're from. We love to know where you're from, and then Heather can yell in my ear to say hello to you. We do have the chat open and going. Yes.
Hello, Lauren. Hope you're having a good night. Hi, Linda. I hope the same for you. I hope you both had a great day. I hope everybody had a great day.
Great days are great.
Yes.
Okay, so tonight, this is actually like part 2 of an accidental series that we started last week. And so we hope that we're not the only one that are giving out these tips and helpful things, because we certainly are learning as we go. And we know that people have really good ideas, probably better than ours. So if you have good ideas to help people save time, save money, it would be great. So here's what we're going to do tonight. I want to show you how we should. Sometimes we're not perfect at this, but how we should take care of our vegetables that can go in the freezer. And also, I think we should have a heart-to-heart after we're done.
Okay.
About time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because if you ask someone if they have extra time, no one has extra time. Like, we all have 24 hours in a day, and we want to talk about that because it's something we need to talk about.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Jen.
Dun, dun. Okay. Tell us where you're from. We're going to get started because we're putting these on YouTube now, and we don't want to make our YouTube people bored out of their mind while they're waiting for Facebook people to log in and all that stuff. So, again, tell us where you're from. Guys, I'm supposed to say this. I always forget to say this, but Facebook, I don't know if they don't like us or what, but they don't show our videos anymore. They used to show our videos all over the place. So if you guys could be so kind, if you feel these videos are helpful, if you think they might help someone, if you think there's any nuggets of, I don't know, helpful tips, or just think people should laugh at us, give this a share it with your friends, like, comment, share, all that fun stuff. I am going to get going.
Hi, Nancy and Joyce. And Lauren says the Mezzaluna chopper was the coolest idea she got from us. And she used it tonight on her salad. And
I can't scroll down anymore.
Because we got to get
Let's get rid of that little thing. Oh, jeepers.
And
every salad. And so, yes. And actually, we've been going to the place where we stole that from. Lauren, we stole that from a company here in Buffalo called Pie O Mine Greens. And oh my gosh, this place is amazing. You go pick all your greens, all your fresh veggies. They put it on a big old like cutting mat and run that Mezzaluna knife through it. And it's so good after it's chopped up so fine. You don't even need dressing, and it is delicious.
Hello, Sue. And if you don't know who we are, we need to introduce ourselves. Heather Kaufman.
And I'm Tim Kaufman, and we run a page called Fat Man Rants. Together, we have lost 290 pounds. But more importantly, we've regained our health. We live a happy, healthy, and active life on a whole food, plant-exclusive diet. We come to you guys on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock to hang out because, well, we really like you guys. Yes. And we know what happened to us is out there for anyone. And we know that if we can do it,
you can too.
So tonight, we are going to take some fresh veggies. I'm already crying, guys. But it's not from emotions. You'll see in a minute. All right, so you're going to flip this. You're going to talk while you can because we're going to flip the mic and no one will hear you.
Okay. So I'll have to talk over there then. I'll have to move over into your spot.
That won't work either.
Oh, that won't work either.
But
so I
you
got to
could
talk
try.
loud. Do I need to talk louder?
Just turn on.
With the arrows.
With the
there
arrows.
you are.
Okay, I'm here.
You're there.
I'm here. Okay. Okay, no one asked. So no one asked this, but I'm going to tell you anyways. If you were here, you'd say, hey, what's all this going on in the background? Well, the truth is, I can show you what's going on in the background because we have this. We just filled the Instant Pot. We call this garden lentil, and it's basically lentils and brown rice with some seasoning, some onion. And what we'll do with this, there's 11 cups in here. We already know that because we're making this new recipes up. And we know that we're going to have this for the next 5 days. We have the Instant Pot has 2 more minutes left. And we have some Fiesta rice, which we will also have 11 servings of, giving me and Heather our food for the week. And if it's in the refrigerator, that's what we'll be eating. So I'm glad you asked what this is. By the way, has nothing to do with what we're doing tonight. Okay, so Heather went shopping at a produce company, and she picked up a bag of, I believe these are Spanish onions. 10 pounds of Spanish onions. $5.99 for 10 pounds. I can't do the math right off the top of my head, but I'm going to guess it's about 55 to 60 cents. No. Yeah. 50. I said 55 to 60. I was really close with the math off the top of my head. So 59 cents a pound. Okay. Now I can tell you this. When we go to the store that's very convenient for us, we are not paying 59 cents a pound for onions. We're paying $3 for a half rotted onion. Then I get mad every time, and every time I say we got to go stock up on onions, and we never do it. So today we're stocking up on onions. 60 cents a pound.
And anybody can go here.
And anyone can go buy veggies in bulk. The problem is, here's the problem. What happens if you buy 10 pounds of onions and you put them in the cupboard and you don't use them? Well, first they get these like alien things coming out of them. But tell us in the comments how many times you throw in onions when you get them home because you either forget about them or they sit in the cupboard like ours do, and then they go bad. So I'm going to show you a way today that you can make sure you don't waste any of the onions. You take full advantage of the 59 cents a pound, and life is beautiful. Okay, so couple things. What I would do is set up an assembly line here. I cheated a little bit. But what I would do with these is I get close to the edge of my mat, and I would have 2 mats, but I can't today because I don't have room. So I cut the top and the bottom off, okay? And then I just score up the side. And then what I'll be doing is pulling off this nice layer of skin. And because you guys are watching, I'm nervous, so I might waste a little bit. And actually, it's got a little junk on it. It's a tough time of year for onions around us because onions will be harvested in about a few weeks to a month, and then we can get all the fresh ones. So some of these have been sitting in storage. So I'll peel all my onions, get all the peelings done. I'll clean that mess up, and I'll end up with onions that look like this. Now, this is super cool. This took us years to figure this out. We bought all these fancy choppers. And you know the kind that have like they advertise comes with 50 pieces. It slices, it dices, it whatever. They're all junk. I've never found a good one that does all the fancy cuts. I found the most hardy one, and Heather can back me up on this. We had commercial choppers at our place. We had thousands and thousands of dollars invested into choppers and dicers, and we had 2 of these. We would run the entire shop. So I want to show you what these look like real quick. This is the OXO brand. You can find these at Target. We did put the Amazon link if you want to buy it. It's not real fancy with the cuts, but it certainly gets the job done. I don't want to smash your ears out, but this is how I do it. If you got a bigger onion, I'll start with a bigger one. The first thing I'll do is cut it in half. Can they see this?
Yeah.
So I'll cut it in half. And what I'm trying to do here is just, I like my onions, especially if I'm freezing them, I like them on the bigger side. So I'm just taking this like this. I put it in here. That's it. Done. Dunzo. And if you get good at this, man, you could chop some onions fast. We would chop typically 50 pounds of onions in for every night of prep when we had the restaurant. And this is exactly how we did it. You can go really fast once you get good at this. The bigger onions take a little bit because I got to cut them in half, but I'll show you what a small one looks like. What I love about this, I'm going to show you. Okay, so what I love about this is, let's say I just want to do onions. Well, all I would do is take my bag from here. Okay, this is a freezer bag. And now, see this nice little compartment? I could just put it in here and give it a dump like that. And look at this. There's my whole diced onion. What I could do with this is fill this entire bag up, and I can freeze it, and it's going to be a lot of onions. Then how I do it when I'm going to use it to cook with, I will take this out of the freezer, smack it on the counter, and these will just about go like that. They do not stick together on you if you freeze them right away. But we're not going to do that today because we are going to level this up. What we're going to do is get our onions going in here. And I don't want to sit here for a half an hour having you guys watch me chop onions. So I'm going to go real fast. So here's a little pro tip. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have a round onion and they tend to roll. So what I do is I take a little like that. And when I do that, I can put that in my chopper. And then I tip it up on there like that. So I have something flat to work with. I'm going to curl my fingers. I'm going to run that knife down there. I'm taking some pretty nice chops because watch this. Now I can put these in. I'm going to double dip. Don't do this. I'm cheating. But look at that. Boom. Okay. I can put another disc. Boom. Another disc. Boom. And all day. And if I have a helper here, one person slicing, the other one's chopping, and you will be surprised how fast you can get through this.
Nancy says, my husband and I used to do shop and chop, but have gotten out of the habit. I'm inspired to start again. All right, Nancy.
Nancy, that's what I'm talking about, because guess what? When we do this stuff to show you guys, we also get inspired because we haven't been doing this. And I can tell you it's costing us a ton of money and a ton of time. So, yes, what did she call that? Shop and chop.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. I should have used that for the video name. Let's shop and chop. All right, I'm going to do one more so I don't make you guys bored. Again, I just took this little, see this little disc? I put that right in the chopper. Done. Flip it up on the flat. And then I curl my fingers. Boom, boom. I'm only cutting this about 4 times because I want these square. And to do that, if I keep them big, when they break down a little in the freezer, they won't turn into mush. Okay, look at this. Come on.
Good evening, Jill.
Look at this. Come on. Look at how nice this is. Look at how easy that was. These are beautiful. Okay. Let's pretend I fast forward. I got these all done. Okay. I'm going to clean off my mat. And the next thing I'm going to do, I got some celery. I don't know if we got a price on the celery.
Yes, I do. Not the best, but not terrible. $129.
$129 for a stalk of celery. What I like about this celery, it's nice, it's hard, it's not soggy. And sometimes we get these and they're loaded with dirt. Heather did clean these for us before we started, but they were not bad. So $1.29. Again, put in the comments, have you ever bought celery and found it next week and it's all like limp, wilted, and ready to throw out? This will stop it from doing this. One of the reasons why I mix the celery and the onions is because it freezes so stinking good. It still has a little snap. It works great for stir fries, soups, stews, stuff like this. It's perfect. Okay, let's go. I get free parsley. I get free parsley when I get my celery. So what I'm going to do is I just take one really small cut and get some of that little, there's a few leaves that'll look a little iffy. And that's what I start with. Now watch what I do here. Watch your fingers when you do this. But I'm going to take my knife. I got a big knife and I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it right through the celery. And I'm just going to keep doing it every time. And if you get good at this, man, you can really chop some celery fast. Again, I'm just pushing my knife through, push, because if you don't do that, you're gonna get those little ugly strings. You don't see, I don't have any strings in here at all. The key though is have a good sharp knife and don't chop it. Push the knife through it, and when you get to the bottom, there's no little strings. If you sit here trying to chop it, every time you hit the bottom, you're gonna have those ugly strings. You don't want that. So I'm pushing my knife, I'm passing my knife clean through, and I go right down. I go right down to there. Now look at, I take this, the leafy stuff and everything, I plop that in. I'm gonna do one more. I try to mix this about half and half. So I'm gonna grab one more.
Joyce said her husband Bob got an older version of that and made such a loud snap it scared the dog, but he really liked using it.
Yeah, there, when you get into it, man, you can really process some vegetables. Same deal on this. I cut some of the nasty leaves off if you want to pull them off. And I'm going to make sure that I push my knife through it. And actually, I don't want this in there either. Okay, I'm going to push my knife through. And I'm just going to disregard those leaves and chop them right up. The leaves taste delicious. They really flavor your food. And I'm just going to keep going right down my celery. Make sure when I hit that cutting board that I'm still pushing that knife forward. And I won't get any strings. All right.
Any good knife recommendations?
Sharp ones. So, okay, so here's my two. I really don't. We started buying our knives from the restaurant companies, and I'm sure they're not good knives. These are called Lasting Cut Forged. X500 something. So these are what the chefs would use. So we just get these from the restaurant place because that's what we're used to. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm getting right in here with my hands. Can they see this? And I did, so my goal was to get about half and half. You don't have to measure it, you're just getting it close. Okay.
Lynn says I like Rada knives made in the US. RADA knives made in the USA.
Putco is another really good knife. They're really expensive, but every time I look at them, my fingers bleed. So I try to stay away from them now. All right, so I'm going to show you. These are coarse now. Okay, this is coarse stuff, and I keep them that way on purpose because I don't want them to get all gushy. Now, again, you see how fast this goes. I could blow through 50 pounds of celery literally in 20 minutes. Trust me, I've done it before. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, we're actually meal prepping for the week. So sorry about that going on in the background. We should do that, should be next week's how we prep for the week. Okay, so I got all my choppers cleaned out. Oh, another really cool feature about this, to clean it out, you literally just pull this tab, watch this, and all the little peels come out. It like dental flosses it. Snap to clean. It's a snap to clean. Okay, so from here, I could do two things. Some people will want to take their measuring cup and put 2 cups. So you could fit two. Here, I'll do it. You can fit 2 cups in here. How do I know this? We've done this many times. So I can fit 2 cups, okay? And then I can get the air out of them. Here's a little pro tip that'll save you some money. You could do these in regular sandwich bags and then keep them all in a gallon bag. Here's the thing though. This is to me, it's a waste of plastic. I don't want this little tiny bit. I will say it makes it easier to store if you don't have a whole lot of room in your freezer. You could stick these in the little nooks and crannies. That said, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and fill my bag right up because we use this almost daily.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I'm going to go fast here.
Kids, hello.
I'm going to, trying to speed this up so I don't want to make people bored. Oh, now I'm making a mess. Okay, you actually can fit a lot in these bags. Now, here is what we used to do. We call them making bricks. So I fill it about up to the label, and I'm going to zipper this thing up about an inch from the end, and then I'm going to set it on the table flat. Oh, did you hear that? Hear that? Okay, so what's happening now is I'm pushing this down flat, getting the air out of it, and at the last minute, I finish zippering. This does 2 things for us. Once, you could fit these in your freezer, stack them up like bricks on top of each other, stack them right to the top if you want. Plus, it gets the air out so they don't get all frosty. What's nice about these, they do not stick together. If I get this right in the freezer, this can be frozen solid next week. I bring it out, just drop it like that, and I literally shake out in my pan what I need, and I'm good to go. Let's talk about the types of vegetables you can do here. We can do celery, onion, carrot, work great. Green peppers, your softer veggies, they don't freeze very well, but we do freeze them. We do freeze a lot of peppers. Usually we dice them, knowing that they're not going to have a snap, but we use them in sauces and stuff like that. I might, in a pinch, use it in a stir fry, but I'd rather use fresh for that when I can. That said, if we get a sale on a big box of green peppers at the end of the season, you bet we're going to take them all and we're going to dice them all and bag them just like this. One more tip, little advanced tip. Carrots and celery, actually, I got a little disclaimer on the celery. If you have a nice food processor, you could take this blade here. I don't want to get cut, but there's a blade right here, okay, right here. And if we turn this, we can get different depths. So this is going to be my thick if I put it this way. And then this is going to be a thin slice if I put it in this way. So thin, thick. Here's the thing. If you feed the celery in and you got a really sharp blade and you feed it in really straight, you can have the processor slice it. I'm not a fan. If you're really lazy and you don't feel like the slap chop, you can use your S blade and you can pulse the onions. It'll be like a coarse chop if you just pulse. Where this thing works great is carrots. Peel your carrots off and you just feed them in this thing. It'll make the nicest coined carrots ever. Carrots freeze great. They still have a little snap when you get them out of the fridge. And again, we don't blanch anything. We don't do any of that stuff. We just go right in the freezer with it and right out. And that is how you save money and time. Because the reality is, who's got time to get this mess out every time you cook something? I feel like every time we make something, it's always onions, peppers, celery, mushroom, this kind of thing. But at least if you have your celery and onions, right? Like we said, if it's in your house, it's in your mouth. So have this stuff in your house. It's super easy. At least if you have this ahead of time, you don't have all the peels, you don't have the mess, the cutting boards. Boom, boom, boom. Make it easy for yourself.
You got it.
Should we? Hey, hold on 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I don't want to get burned on Facebook Live, but we get show them this. Oh. Okay, so I showed you guys the garden lentil in case you're just joining us. It doesn't look very attractive, but I can tell you it's freaking delicious. It's basically brown rice and lentils with onions and some spices. Um, and then for round two in the mess, oh my goodness. Round two, check this out. This is great stuff. This is having trouble finding a spoon.
It's in the other.
Okay, we're gonna give this a stir. Can they see this? Did you guys see how red that was on the top? This is a good hack. We should do this hack next week. Look at that, guys. Do you know how we did that? We stole all the spices and all the veggies out of our favorite salsa. So all we did was take brown rice. I put some chili powder, cumin, onion powder, garlic powder. I put some diced onions in there, and then a big old honking jar of our favorite salsa. Pop it in the Instant Pot. 9 minutes. Give it a cook. Oh my goodness. And guess what? When this cools down, we got our lunches and dinners for the next 5 days. Easy peasy.
Put them on some greens. You can
Yeah,
put on greens
and this will be the
beans.
base. Right.
That's the base.
Let's flip around. Let's flip around so you can talk.
Someone wanted to know, do you cut raw mushrooms the same way in bulk and freeze them too?
No. I'll switch cameras and I'll be right there.
All right.
Okay. What a mess.
There I am. Hey,
What a
work
mess.
tonight.
We got a. Are you there?
Hi, Trisha.
Are you there?
So she'll have to watch it again. She hopped in late.
Okay. So whoever asked the mushroom question?
Vera.
That is a great question. So we have the ability to buy huge quantities of mushrooms, and I have yet to find, if in fact people help us out here, I have yet to find a way to freeze mushrooms and not have them rubbery and black. So I've tried lightly sauteing them. I've tried freezing them raw. I've tried blanching them. I've tried everything, and they either turn black in a few weeks, or they get very rubbery. We've even tried drying them.
Canning the mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm not canning.
No, I didn't ask you to.
Now, my uncle.
Saying,
so my uncle does that.
Yes.
So my uncle does that with a pressure cooker. He pressure cans them. I really have no interest. Steve, I have dehydrated them, and then when they rehydrate, they're really rubbery. Again, if someone knows the trick, please let us know.
Thank you, Lauren. She likes my hoodie. Thanks.
I like your hoodie too. Okay, so wait. So we did the onions and celery mix.
Freeze. We did
yes.
this.
Peppers you can freeze. Yeah. Carrots you can freeze. There are some cool tricks for freezing carrots if you can get a sale. Sometimes when the coins, like I've been using the coins a lot, and if you can get them really marked down, you can just freeze those coins in a bag and they work well too. Yes. Okay. Are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay, so let's get into part 2. This is the part where people will be uncomfortable.
I wonder who that will be.
People that probably need to hear this. So let me just start by saying I am talking to myself more than anyone. And so guys, look at just for real. It's a heck of a lot easier to not be whole food plant exclusive. I mean, this as far as the kitchen goes, with regard to the kitchen, there is an investment. So whoever tells you you can eat healthy on a whole food plant exclusive diet, and you don't have to cook at home, you don't have to prep, good luck. Unless you have an unlimited amount of resources where you can hire a chef or some company. But I'm telling you, good luck. Do you have to be, this is a good question for you. Do you have to be a pro chef?
No.
No.
I'm definitely not.
So could you tell people, because I'm just being real, like you don't enjoy kitchen, you don't enjoy So what are some things that you do that are easy for you?
The Instapot. Lots of nice, easy recipes in the Instapot. The air fryer. Um, the air fryer, the Vitamix.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Right.
feel like you can live out of the Instant
Yes.
Pot if you
Yes.
really want to.
You,
And what are
yes.
some things that make the Instant Pot so stinking easy?
You can throw everything in at once.
Yeah, set it and
Go.
forget it. Yeah, set it and forget it. There was a QVC some commercial. Set it and forget it. But here's the thing: you don't have to be a pro in the kitchen. You don't have to even know really how to cut stuff real good. You just got to get it down to the size that you're going to eat it. So just as being as honest as I can, if you're doing this, it's going to be some work.
Mhm.
It's worth it, but it's going to be some
Yes.
work. And yes, and Lauren, actually, we thought about doing a whole thing on canned foods too, because I just did it today. Like I needed something fast, and I opened up 2 cans, and boom, 2 cans, a bag of veggies, and a microwave done. So maybe we'll do like emergency meals. That would be number
That's
4.
yes.
Maybe that'll be next week. We'll show you like our go-to emergency rules. Right before you're gonna order pizza, you pull the lever and boom, you got your fast emergency meals out. Canned food is great. Again, is it the best? No, probably not. But it's certainly better than buying crap and getting takeout. So
And you can get low sodium.
yeah, but it's still
Mhm.
most of the
Right.
time like, and to be honest with you, I didn't realize this until I finally broke down and actually made my own beans in the Instant Pot. They're a million times better,
They
but that
do
doesn't
taste
matter.
good.
Okay, so let's go back to what we're supposed to talk about and feel uncomfortable about. I am sure, I'm not going to ask people in the comments, but I am sure that at one point everyone says that they can't do this because it's too much work, right? And they don't have,
Time.
yes, no one has time, guys. No one has time. No one has extra time. Well, you might have a little, you might have a little extra time. But for the most part, we live busy lives, right? We live busy lives. And the last thing we want to do is come home when we're hungry, tired, kids got to go places. We got responsibilities. We want to peel onions. Like, dude, is that really what we want to do?
No.
So I'm just going to be real. You have time for exactly what you prioritize.
Right.
You really do.
And I think if you do stuff like this, you will find that it will give you extra time to do other things.
Ish.
Yes.
Yes. There are definitely ways you can save time. This is one of them. But again, it takes a little planning. It's going to take a little effort.
Mhm.
You know, you pass 17 drive-throughs on the way home from baseball practice. I get it. The last thing you want to do is come home and peel onions and make a stir fry. Like, I get it. So try to prioritize. I feel like it all starts from a shopping list and some planning, right? And so for us, some of the things that we do is we kind of know about what we want to eat, and then we have the stuff that we could throw together in the freezer.
Right.
So for example, if we wanted a stir fry, what I would do is after I get my onions and celeries frozen, I could get out my little ceramic frying pan. The first thing I would do is put the frozen onions and celery in there, right frozen. And I would put a lid on them, maybe put a little water in there, start cooking them down a little bit. And then I would throw probably 2 bags of steamable broccoli in there frozen, put the lid back on it, season it up, make some rice on the side. Boom, you have dinner.
Fast and easy.
Yes. And
delicious.
if it's something that you
and
like,
healthy.
make sure you have 10 of each thing in your freezer.
Yes.
And when it gets low, just remember to restock. But the bottom line is you have time for this. You have time for what you want to have time for. And if you figure out what you want to do, you'll figure out how to do it.
Right.
Yes. And this needs to be a priority. And I'm just saying. Yes. And Laura, literally, we should, oh my gosh, that was cool too. So what we did is we do somewhere around here, I think we have 2 sleeves for our Instant Pot. And so, well, the one was cooking because we already had the spices out, we already had the rice out. Well, one was cooking. Heather and I were working together to get the next batch like in a bowl, without the water.
Mhm.
And by the time we emptied the first sleeve out, we just dumped everything in, added the water, set it back to 9 minutes, and turned it.
Right.
And man, you can really like we're gonna be done for the week.
Yay.
We're done for the week. So yes.
And it makes things so much easier when you come home tomorrow. Will use when you come home from work
Mhm.
and home from wherever, and all you have to do is go grab the meal, add it to whatever you're gonna have for the rest of the night. Warm it up first, add it to whatever else you want, and you're done.
And
The base is done.
yeah. And the thing is, like, so people would look at this, oh, you guys are gonna eat rice and lentils every single day. Yeah, you know why? Because we have the ability to change it up as we go. So for
Mhm.
example, tomorrow I already know I'm gonna take probably a half a box of greens, put it in my bowl. I'll heat that stuff up really hot and then put it on the greens so it'll kind of wilt down a little bit. And I can put anything on that, cucumber, whatever, fresh
Mhm.
tomato, whatever. And then the next day, I might grab a jar of artichoke hearts and have that with it with a vegetable. Like you can change it up. And then sauces, put some taco sauce on it.
Mhm.
It's got a whole
Yep.
new flavor. So yeah, it looks like the same thing, but you can make it taste different.
Or
And
I take it and mix some mixed vegetables in with it,
or potatoes.
or potatoes.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it can kind of take on its own,
Right.
thing. So it's not as boring as you think. And even if it was, it's pretty stinking good.
Right.
It's funny because one of the biggest objections we get is like, oh, I can never eat the same thing 5 days in a row. Yeah, well, you have no problem stopping at McDonald's 5 days in a row. Like I did that for years and ate the same stinking thing. But I'll complain that I got to eat the same rice for 5 days. It's ridiculous. Okay, so someone asked, yeah, so we had the link for the pan up a little bit ago.
I think it was on last week.
Yeah, I forgot the pan. No, it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
The ceramic pan. We really like that, by the way. Someone asked if you could freeze rice. It does freeze. It's not the same though. It's honestly it's not the same when you freeze it.
Same thing. Yes.
True.
Yes,
And
Patricia.
pizza. How many times did we get pizza like every single week?
Mhm.
And man, we had no variety. We really had no variety.
Right. Okay.
So, last thing I'm going to say, if you guys have ideas of stuff you want to see, let us know. I like that emergency meals.
Yes, I think we'll do that next week.
I think we will.
Emergency meals.
What are you going to contribute?
I will go do the shopping.
I think you should make an emergency meal. Let us know
So
in the
maybe
comments
I will.
if Heather should do at least 2 of the emergency meals next week. I think she will.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, how about one?
You can do a pasta dish. Yes.
For this, can anyone be nice and tell me what you have to do to prep and freeze onions? Thanks.
Yeah. So, Trisha, you could go back and watch this. But so what we did is, wait, can you go get that big bag?
Yes.
So what we did is we bought onions. We bought 10 pounds, which normally would get wasted, and we actually peeled all 10. Well, we simulated peeling all 10 pounds, and we ran them through this dicing machine, which we got on Amazon, and the link's up there. And basically, we just popped the onions through there, and we diced them up. We sliced the celery, and then when we mix it all together, we put them in these bags, and then we pop them in the freezer. And then we have, or you could do mini bags like this, like single servings. And then when you're going to make a stir fry, a soup, a stew, whatever, lentils, lentil burgers, whatever you're going to do, you have a nice base, a starter that you don't have to blow up your kitchen with onion peels and washing celery and all that stuff. So it's a really good way to save money because, as we said, these were 59 cents a pound instead of $2 like we've been paying, and save time.
So it looks like I get to do some emergency meals next week.
Yes. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
I bet mine will be better than yours.
I bet.
We should do a little
Competition.
competition. My
Yeah.
meals or his meals.
I already know one of your meals is going to be like 4 potatoes and a banana. Okay. It's on.
Whatever.
It's on.
fine.
It's on.
But
Okay.
mine will be better.
All right. We should let people
Team
go.
or Team Tim. Pick Team Heather.
Hmm. Do we get to sample after we're done?
Do you find one type of lentil holds up better than another?
100%. And actually, we in our membership group, I think I posted this a video. It's Google. I'll try to find it tonight and post it. There's a video, a chef. It's a really well done video called Lentils 101. And Lentils 101 is probably the most enlightening pulse video I've ever seen. And he talks about all the different kinds. So the bottom line is this: your red and your green, your French lentils tend to hold up better. They stick, they stay whole more. Where a red lentil is more of a creamy lentil, and it will break down, and it's great for like lentil soup and lentil curry and things like that. So there are lots of different kinds of lentils I didn't even know, but there's even black lentils. And I'll try to post that video. It's a really good video.
Lynn says we need some taste testers.
All right. We'll get some taste testers. Okay, we should let people go because they probably have to work tomorrow.
All right. So until next week, eat plants.
Move your body.
All you got to do is a little more than you did yesterday.
And one more thing. Make sure you take time to take care of yourself. Right now our 30-minute challenge, make sure you take a few minutes out of the day to move on purpose with purpose and plan out ahead, because the worst thing is when you're looking for options when you're hungry, tired, and hangry. So plan ahead, prep ahead, and make your health a priority.
And be kind to yourself. Talk nice to yourself tomorrow morning.
Yes, we're working on that one here. We'll see you guys next week. Have